what's up? Welcome back dito sa ating channel dito sa Malts TV. Alright, so tayo nagbabalik muli mga kababayan, no? At eto na nga mga kababayan ang ating pag-uusapan ngayon, no? Ang ating dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na nasa ICC ay mukhang hindi na po makakauwi mga kababayan, no? Bad news to sa mga DDS, mga kababayan, doon sa mga, lalo na doon sa mga tolongges, no, na mga DDS. Dahil lang ICC spokesperson, no, nagsalita na po pala to, mga kababayan. No, ito ay nakita lang natin tong video na to uli, no, mula dito sa GMA, mga kababayan. Isang interview, no, dito kay Dr. Fadi El Abdallah, no, ICC spokesperson po ito, mga kababayan, na kung saan, no, yung kanilang debate tungkol doon sa jurisdiction, no, ng pagkakahuli, mga kababayan, sa dating Pangulong Duterte. Sinasabi nila na illegal daw po, no, mga kababayan. Pero dito malalaman natin, illegal nga ba yung pagkakahuli na yon? Wala nga bang jurisdiction ang ICC, no, doon sa kaso ng dating Pangulong Duterte? Kayo, ano sa opinion ninyo? Ano sa palagay ninyo? Wala bang jurisdiction ng Pilipinas? Tama ba ang ginawa ng Pilipinas, mga kababayan, sa pag-surrender, no, o pag-suko dito sa dating Pangulong Duterte sa ICC, no, at doon siya litisin, mga kababayan, doon sa kanyang kaso, no, doon po sa crime against humanity, mga kababayan. Nako, yan ang ating alamin ngayon at pag-uusapan dahil napakalaking debate nga po nito magpasa hanggang ngayon. Yan yung kanilang sinasabi, no, na illegal daw po. At yun nga kanilang abogado, no, yun din yung ipinaglalaban ngayon sa ICC. Mukhang mapupurnada, mga kababayan, yung kanilang request na yan, no? Okay, so yan ang ating alamin at pag-uusapan. Pero syempre bago ang lahat, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, at comment dyan sa comment section. At i-click na rin ang notification bell para ma-update kayo pag may mga latest na video uploads tayo. Ay, shoutout sila doon sa mga bago natin subscribers dyan. Maraming salamat sa inyong suporta, no? Shoutout sa inyo. Maraming salamat. At palagi po nating hinihiling sa mga nanonood dito sa atin, 1 view po sana kung kayo'y nanonood dito. Paki-like naman po ang ating video. 1 view, 1 like. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Alright, so wag na natin patagalin to. Umpisahan na natin, mga kababayan. Let's go!
Magandang hapon. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdallah, Dr. Abdallah, for taking time to speak with us today. It is such a great pleasure, of course, and we very much appreciate this opportunity to gain insights from the ICC's perspective with regards to these developments that have been happening.
Ayan, no? Ito po ay last March 25, mga kababayan, itong interview na to. Pero ibabalik lang uli natin dahil ito yung nagiging nila debate nila, mga kababayan, no? May jurisdiction daw ba ang ICC doon sa kaso ng dating Pangulong Duterte? At ito yung isa sa kinagagalit nila, no, ng mga tolongges. O eto, ICC na mismo nagsabi, mga kababayan, no, aalamin natin kung ano nga ba yung naging reaksyon ng ICC, no, dito sa kaso na to ng dating Pangulong Duterte.
You are very much welcome and welcome at the ICC headquarters here in The Hague.
Thank you. So let's begin, Dr. Abdallah. For our first question, former President Duterte's camp claims he was illegally arrested in the Philippines and brought to the ICC in the Netherlands, which they argue has no jurisdiction over the Philippines since we have already withdrawn from the Rome Statute. What is the ICC's response to this?
Okay, so ito ang tanong dito, mga kababayan, batapos nga daw po, no, ng pagkakahuli dito sa dating Pangulong Duterte, ang nagiging debate nila is yung netong ICC, no, yung jurisdiction, dahil umalis na nga daw po ang Pilipinas doon sa ICC, mga kababayan. Diba? So ito, malalaman natin ngayon ang sagot, no, kung ano nga ba, no, yung nangyari na parang pilit na ayaw intindihin ng mga tolongges na mga DDS. Ito yung sagot dyan.
I think that there are two different questions here. One is the issue of the arrest, and if there are requests regarding the lawfulness of the arrest itself, it can be presented to the judges who will decide on it. Second question is the question of jurisdiction of the ICC over crimes allegedly committed in Philippines before its withdrawal from the
So, before its withdrawal, mga kababayan, yun yung pinag-uusapan dito.
Rome Statute. And that's something on which the ICC has already been clear, whether it's in regard to Philippines or Burundi, which is another state that also withdrew from the ICC Rome Statute. So the court's jurisprudence has already indicated that the ICC retains jurisdiction even after the withdrawal of a state, but only for the crimes that are allegedly were committed during the period when the state was a state party.
Okay. So, dito, sinasabi, mga babayan, no, na yung mga kaso po, no, na naganap, mga kababayan, before umalis ang Pilipinas, no, sa ICC, pasok pa rin daw po yun. No, pero yung after ng ICC, no, after na umalis ang Pilipinas sa ICC, mga kababayan, hindi na maika-count yun o hindi na maiko-consider. Pero yung before, mga kababayan, pasok pa rin po yun. Okay? So, yun yung sinasabi dito ng ICC dahil may jurisdiction pa rin sila during those time.
To the ICC Rome Statute. So, for the Philippines, I think from 2011 or 2012 until 2019, this is the period in which Philippines was a state party. So crimes allegedly committed during this period in Philippines were under the ICC jurisdiction and remain under the ICC jurisdiction. The withdrawal does not affect these obligations and this jurisdiction of the ICC. It only affects the future. So after the withdrawal become effective, if new crimes are committed, then they will not fall under the ICC jurisdiction.
Ayun, no. 'Di ba? Malinaw dito sinasabi, mga kababayan, na after nating umalis sa ICC, mga kababayan, hindi na papasok 'yun, no, doon sa jurisdiction ng ICC. Pero ang problema kasi, mga kababayan, yun na isang pang kaso is nandun pa tayo, member pa tayo ng ICC. Okay, so sa nakikita ko rito, nakita siguro, no, ng nakaraang administrasyon na magkakaproblema sila sa ICC. No, magkakaproblema tayo sa ICC, kailangan nating umalis diyan. Siguro parang ganun yung kanilang ginawa dito. Kaya umalis, no, ora-orada, no, ang ating administrasyon na nakaraan, no, dating Pangulong Duterte sa ICC. Diba? Kasi siguro nakita nila magkakaproblema sila eh. Oh. So ito ngayon ang problema, no, ng mga tolongges na DDS. Dahil sila na mismo nagsabi, yung ICC, na meron kaming jurisdiction during those time na nasa ICC pa kayo. Okay? Yun yung pinagdidebatehan ditong kaso, mga babayan. At sa tingin ko, wala nang dapat pag-usapan doon dahil pasok na pasok eh. No? Sana lang lahat ng isasampang kaso sa kanila, no, dito sa dating Pangulong Duterte, yung kaso na isasampa, mga babayan, maayos nila. Kasi pagka hindi na ayos yung mga yan, dali sila, sila Trillanes. Mababaliwala yung kanilang mga pinaglalaban, di ba?
But the jurisdiction was already there during the period when the Philippines were a state party, or Burundi, which is the other example, and then the exercise of the jurisdiction can be after the withdrawal. There is no problem in that, but the application of the law on international treaties means that this jurisdiction was already existing, and thus the ICC can retain it.
After the arrest of the former President Duterte, was it necessary for the Interpol and the Philippine authorities to bring Duterte first to a local court in the Philippines before bringing him here in The Hague?
Well, this is a matter
Okay, so eto na yung usapin ng Interpol, mga babayan.
that depends on each state internal laws. So, in general theory, there is a process when a person is arrested in a certain country before he is surrendered to the ICC. But these processes can be very different from one state to another. And I'm no expert in the Philippines laws. So this is a matter of internal law on which I cannot actually decide. As I mentioned, the legal process before surrendering a suspect to the ICC can vary from one country to another.
But as far as you are concerned, there is nothing illegal in terms of his arrest.
I can simply say if there is any challenge to the lawfulness and legality of the arrest, it can be submitted to the judges, and then judges will decide on that. I will not speculate on a possible request and what might be the outcome for that.
Okay, so yun nga, sinasabi dito mga kababayan, kung hindi naman yan nakaka-apekto doon sa batas no, ng isang bansa, no, ang sinasabi dito ni spokesperson na Dr. Fadiel Abdallah, mga kababayan, kung yan yung batas, no, ng bansa na yon, yun yung masusunod, di ba mga kababayan? So hindi niya sinasabi dito na may connection sila sa Interpol. Okay, so yun naman yung sinasabi ng ating gobyerno na Interpol, no? So parang lumalabas, magkaiba yung Interpol sa ICC, mga kababayan, na ini-insist naman nito mga tulonggis na DDS na si PBBM daw may kasalanan. Wala tayong magagawa pala kung Interpol yung nag-request 'Di ba? Kung Interpol yung humuli, so anong gagawin pa natin diyan? 'Di ba? Iba yung batas
It is up to the judges to decide on it. What is the ICC's reaction to the Interpol's implementation of the arrest warrant against Duterte? And how would you describe the process of serving the diffusion notice by the Interpol and the Philippine government?
I think that the important thing to remember is the idea that there are international accountability mechanisms in order to ensure that when there is an arrest warrant, that the states cooperate with the court. Interpol is one of the channels to help with these mechanisms. And as we have indicated before, we're also grateful to the Philippines' commitment to this international accountability mechanism because it's important. It's important to clarify what is the reality of what happened. It's important for the victims to see that justice is working for them. It's important also even for the suspects to clarify whether they are really guilty or not. So the process has to take place in order to ensure that truth is revealed, and then if there is a responsibility, then the persons are held accountable.
Yan, no? Malinaw na malinaw yung explanation dito, mga kababayan, no? Iiyak yung mga talongges dyan. Okay, so yan, ano masasabi nyo dyan, mga kababayan, no? I-comment nyo sa ibabaan yung mga opinion na natin yung pag-usapan, alright? So yan, mukhang hindi na nga makakauwi etong dating Pangulong Duterte. Magtuloy-tuloy na yung bakasyon doon, no? Lalo manggigigil itong mga nasa kabilang parlor. Okay, so yan, kita-kits tayo sa ating next video upload. Ito muli ang yung Kuya Mobs sa Mobs TV. Peace. I'm out.